Alright, here's part 3. I flipped over my chicken. It's looking nice and crispy. I also preheated my oven to 425. I believe that's the correct temperature. I'll double check, obviously, here and there while I'm making this, so I know I'm doing the recipe right. I also cut up my onion. It said about a 1/3 cup, and I think that's about a 1/3 cup. It was like a little baby onion. It's so cute. What the heck? My thing literally smudged. I guess a drop of water got on it. That is so rude. I don't even know how that happened. I was probably washing my hands or something. But I guess I'll have to just wait for that to dry and like rewrite it in that spot. Okay, I'm gonna double check the chicken is done, and then it's going in the only non-glass bowl I have that's like smaller, because I hate the sound of like the glass scraping on the fork or whatever, so plastic will be at least a little more tolerable, but I'm gonna make sure this is all cooked up and get it in here. Also, this is the other side of the cutting board, not the side I cut chicken on. I also rinsed it off and wiped it, just to be sure. But all the chicken is done. Hopefully it'll be a little easier to shred since they're already in like kind of smaller chunks. I did turn the burner off. I have to use this actually. I don't have another clean pan to make my pie filling. So I'm gonna have to use this pan, which means I'll probably have to like rinse it out, let it cool down a little. Because I know a lot of people would keep the bits in there, but I don't want like little burnt pieces of chicken being in the filling, in the pot pie. So, no. My next step, though, would to be adding this butter with the onion and letting them cook down. And then I add in my flour, all my seasonings, and whisk it together. And then I think I add my veggies and my chicken, and that's that. It's pretty simple. Then I put it in the oven to get all the crust all baked, basically. Okay, we're going to attempt to shred this up as best we can with forks. I don't have any fancy chicken shredder or anything like that, and this chicken is obviously crispy. It would have probably worked best if I would have like steamed the chicken, but I also don't have a steamer or anything like that. So, oh my gosh, this is not easy. I feel like I maybe should just use my hands and like burn my fingers off because this really ain't working the best. Okay, we're just going in with the fingers. I don't care. It's hot, but it's not that bad. Like my finger, I work in the kitchen, so my fingers are also kind of used to the hot. And I have nails on, so I'm just kind of like using my nails. But I'm gonna try to shred this up as best I can. This looks like 2.5 cups. We're about that. So I think we did good on the measurements. I'm gonna try to use. Get down. The crispy parts are so good. Like you can for sure taste that 21 seasoning salute. That shit is so good. I put it on like anything that's chicken, anything like any kind of veggie basically that I like roast. I'll put that on. It's just so good. Hopefully I'm getting this shredded enough. Okay, I think I got it shredded enough. Look shredded enough. Maybe I'll just like go in with my fork just a little bit. Obviously it's not like shredded. I kind of wish I had one of those little gadgets where you like put the chicken in it and like it grinds up and shreds up all nice. Kind of wish I had that, but it's okay. It's a little chunky. Oh well, you know. Also, if you wanted to make this easier on yourself, you could just use like 2 little cans of shredded chicken. It probably wouldn't be as good as flavor and quality, but like that would be way easier, way less time consuming, and probably way cheaper. So just an idea. Alright, now that my pan has cooled off a bit, we're going to go ahead and rinse it off, and then we can start making our pie filling. Alright, that's good enough. I'll actually take a paper towel and just wipe it out a little bit. So it doesn't have that like, yeah, see there's like a lot left in there still. Hopefully it's fine, but let's go ahead and add in our butter. It'll come out, there we go. Alright, we got the butter all melted down. I'm going to go ahead and add in some roasted garlic paste. Usually I have regular, but the store didn't have it when we bought it, so go ahead and add that, and then we'll also go ahead and add our onions. Oh, some left on the knife there. And then we're just going to stir this and cook this down for a few minutes. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and make my chicken broth, chicken stock, whatever you want to call it. I just use this bouillon powder. And it says that I need a teaspoon to a cup. This is about 2 cups, so I'll do like 2 heaping teaspoons just so it's flavorful enough. Give that a stir, make sure it's all disintegrated. That's why I heated it up, because it was like cold and you want it to be able to disintegrate. I'm going to taste it. I'll do a little more seasoning. I found the Great Buddies poultry and beef broth base, whatever it's called. They aren't as like potent as the other brand. I forget what the other brand is called. But my onions are definitely cooked down now. So we need to go ahead and add in a 1/3 cup of flour. My flour is here. I like never take it down because who cares? Alright. Here's our 1/3 cup of flour. Put that up. And then I have my silicone whisk here. just gonna whisk that in. It should get nice and thick at this point. We'll just whisk it in. Turn it down a little bit here. Then I'm gonna go ahead and add a teaspoon of poultry seasoning. Well, I guess they call it poultry seasoning. I don't have actual poultry seasoning. I just use this. It should be fine. And then we're gonna season it. So we'll do a little bit of salt, not too much. A little bit of pepper. Oh, and garlic powder. Gotta open this new one. Alright, some garlic powder. We want it to be nice and flavorful. And then a little bit of my 21 seasoning salute. And then we'll go ahead and whisk those in. I'm just gonna give it a little try. Tastes good. Okay, so now we are going to, I don't know why this is bubbling so much, but now we're gonna go ahead and slowly add in our half cup of milk. It's getting nice and thick now. And then we're also gonna slowly add in our chicken broth. Alright, this is how it's looking. My phone is getting hot from being up here. And then we'll slowly add in our chicken broth. This is definitely a kind of, it looks gross. It tastes good, but looks gross. Because it's like literally like it's thick. I mean, if you've ever had chicken pot pie, the filling is supposed to be thicker, you know? It definitely looks a lot better after you start adding in the chicken broth though. That about 2 more times. You don't want to add in too much at once because you don't want the liquid to separate with the flour, like the roux mixture. So that's why you have to add it in slowly. Alright, this is the last bit we are adding. And then we get to add in the veggies and chicken. Here's how she's looking. We're gonna go ahead and give it a taste. Really good. I literally just got a device overheating notification and had to put my phone in the fridge because it was right here and it was getting too hot from the oven. Okay, so it says these are supposed to be thawed. They're still a little bit frozen. I think it'll be fine. You know what? I'm gonna microwave them for like a minute. So let's go ahead and add in our shredded chicken. Okay, maybe there wasn't quite enough chicken. It is looking a little runny, but maybe it'll, you know, look a little different when we add the veggies. Okay, I think these are thawed enough now. And I'm just gonna add the whole thing. I don't like peas, but it's fine.